So today's video is all about farming XP efficiently in the game with the new apparel event that began yesterday. And the reason I wanted to repost this video, because I did put out something yesterday, is because in the comment section of that video, I did receive a lot of messages from new and returning players worried about the fact that they may be accidentally doing something in the game that they're not supposed to. And the bottom line is this: the type of XP farming in this game that can actually get you in trouble is the type of farming you cannot accidentally fall into. This is something that you need to set up, and as always, and most of you know this, but here at the channel, I will never share anything with you that could possibly put your account in danger in any way. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. Now, there happen to be a few other things I want to go over in regard to that topic. I will save that to the end. Right now, I want to talk about a great way to farm for XP in the game. Now, as most of you know, there are multiple ways in this game you can farm for XP on a daily basis. You can hit up control points, you can farm missions, you can do world activities. It is completely and totally up to you. Now, as always, one thing I like to do here is show you a quick example of exactly what I'm talking about. So you can see in the screen right now, if you were to farm Lincoln Memorial on Heroic with 3 directives, you're going to get over 640,000 XP for farming that mission. But the first thing you want to think of is how long is it actually going to take you to clear that mission to gain that XP? Because remember, that's our hyper focus right now. We're not talking about loot, we're talking about XP farming specifically. So in my mind, I think to myself, well, you know, it's one of my favorite missions. I do enjoy it. You do get some great loot. There are a lot of named bosses, but you know, as far as time goes, it takes me about 8 to 9 minutes of time on average to clear it. And are there other things in the game I could be doing in that same amount of time that could actually be getting me more XP? And once again, fellow agents, I'm going to show you an example on screen. Now, the first thing I need to point out is I'm doing this on challenging with 3 directives, and I'm hitting up one of the public executions, which in my opinion are ridiculously efficient when it comes to farming. Now, we're going to go over a few things really quick, but you can see in the screen I got over 330,000 for clearing this, and it took about 1.5 minutes of gameplay once I got to this location. Now, that brings me to a few important details. First of all, these are scattered all across the map. One of your goals should be to find one that is close to a fast travel point. So ideally, once you farm it, you can reset your control points, open up your map, and hopefully the location you just farmed will have respawned and you can hit the spot up over and over again. Now, the reason I say hopefully is because sometimes that will not happen for you. They will not continue to respawn over and over. But as I said earlier, the best thing about this game is these are located all across the map. I promise you, you will find one that you can use this method on, repeat it, and stack that XP in a very short amount of time. Which now, my fellow agents, brings me to full circle talking about the bans and everything going on. And again, this is for those of you if you're worried about doing something you should not be doing. So first of all, when it comes to what you're seeing on screen, you are playing the game as intended. Now, what do I mean by that? It means you're just playing the game normally. If you want to take your time and do this for like 2 hours straight, that's totally up to you. There's no problem doing that. And one thing I heard from so many of you out there yesterday was you're like, hey, I like this method. It's great. It's efficient, but it kind of sucks for getting loot because on challenging with 3 directives, you're not really able to get the quality of loot that you would be able to get on Heroic. So you always want to take certain things into consideration. And while I'm showing you this, one of the things you've heard me say multiple times at the channel is I never recommend doing the same thing for like 2-3 hours straight. It will completely burn you out. What I recommend doing is finding those things in the game you enjoy doing that are also efficient. So for me, even though you are seeing me hit up this area over and over, I do not spend my entire game session doing this. I'll do this for 20-30 minutes, get some keys, open up some stuff, hit up some missions, control points, play countdown, all of that. So it's always finding that really great combination of all the things you can do in the game. And one of the main reasons I like to highlight this is for many of you out there, including myself, you may not get a lot of time to play in this game, during the day, work week, whatever it may be. And I like to show you efficient ways to do something specific. So for those of you out there who are trying to get XP in a short amount of time, I definitely recommend this. And as I said earlier, if you happen to have any questions about this farming method or other ones I've highlighted at the channel, leave them in the comments section. I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can, but just use common sense, agents. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something seems super shady, just don't do it. It's that simple. Just don't do stupid and you'll totally be fine. And as I start to wrap this up, and once again, this is something you've heard me say multiple times at the channel, but I created this place to help gamers out, build a community where people are working together. And I'm not talking about some crazy utopian society where everyone's hugging and everything's great. I'm talking about the fact that this is how I choose to spend my time in the game. These are the people who I want to surround myself with, and I'm very thankful that every one of you who tune into these videos on a daily basis or weekly basis, whatever it is, you want to be a part of that environment as well. You You are extremely appreciated here, and I am thankful you're a part of this family. Now, as I start to wrap this video up, one question I've been getting over the last 24 hours are, what are my thoughts on the whole ban wave? And honestly, my answer is simple. Why are you asking me? What do I know? I mean, I'm someone who enjoys playing this game. That's the only reason I continue to make videos. And I promise you, my fellow agents, that is never going to change, and that's it. I mean, you know, if I don't enjoy something, I walk away. But it does bring me to one more important thing, and I know I keep saying that. One more thing, whatever. This is really, like, for realsies, it's the last thing I'm going to mention. And that is, the only requirement I have for you being a part of the family here at the channel is that you're respectful towards one another, especially if you disagree with someone. Look, no one's asking you to believe one way or another. Because for me, and I know many of you out there feel the same way as well, because you've let me know in the comments section of previous videos, you like having a place where you can actually have a grown-ass adult discussion about things. That is never going to change, and I sincerely appreciate the privilege of your time. On that note, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.